Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to my channel and happy 2021. I thought I'd film this video just as the start of basically my YouTube. I don't know how to explain it, but I couldn't exactly just come on to YouTube and just upload, I don't know, like a Zara haul or something like that, because I've not been on YouTube, and even though I promised to be on YouTube, I didn't come back on YouTube, and I didn't come on social media in general, but I'll explain that in the video, and I'll explain like my whole 2020, and I can't wait for a fresh start in 2021 if I'm being honest. But yeah, so I first of all want to apologise for this backdrop. Like, it's the worst you'll ever see on a YouTube video, I think, but I had no other option, because when I first started to film this, it was daylight and the sun was like directly on me, so I decided to wait, but then I waited a bit too long and sunset hit, and then as sunset hits, it's dark literally 5 seconds after. So now I'm sat with like this big massive ring light above my head, and I can literally see rings every time I close my eyes. But yeah, so that's why I'm sat here on the floor like this, because I'm literally blinded. And I thought I would introduce this like little plant, because I don't know, it literally looks like it's just put there, which it is because I brought it from the living room. But I don't know, if it was like this, it doesn't look as cute, so I just brought it in. But yeah, so I thought I would film an honest video, and then I can start fresh and start a YouTube channel from this. YouTube genuinely is my happy place, and I always knew this. Like, I always knew when I watch certain YouTubers, I literally feel like I can do anything. Like, my mind is so free, I'm so relaxed, I'm so chill, I'm so happy, and I always knew that I wanted to do YouTube. Okay, so when I started it last year, I obviously it was literally in the middle of the pandemic, and I did that as almost as an escape from how I was feeling. And I didn't realise the way that I was feeling until towards the end of the year, and I started to fully reflect on who I was as a person, and I started to think about why I was feeling like this, because I have never been the type of person to reflect on how I'm feeling, reflect on situations, and reflect on who I am as a person, blah blah blah. I never understood how people were so in touch with who they was as a person, and I think throughout my whole life I literally must have been living in a bubble. That bubble literally popped and reality hit, and I don't know, I wasn't ignorant to situations. I think I just was the type of person to just, if something came at me, I just let it go directly. And yeah, I didn't realise the impact that had until the pandemic hit. And I'm going to call it the pandemic because I'm literally sick of the word coronavirus, because it's passed around so much every single day, and I literally hate it so much. Anyway, so I think when I arrived into Dubai, so this was April 2019, literally what the hell, that is like 2 years ago. But when I arrived into Dubai, I must have been living the biggest bubble ever, and I literally lived my best life in 2019. I think I said this on my last video, but basically, like, I didn't have a care in the world. I didn't worry about money. I went out every single day. I put on so much weight. I didn't care until I look back at that Johannesburg video. But yeah, I literally had, I remember it so intensely, but at the same time, like, it was just such a whirlwind of a year that I just, like, that was never me growing up. I never went to university. Well, I did go to university, but I drove to university and I drove home. I only went out very rarely. I didn't really drink. I didn't really live like my best life until I came to Dubai. That's normal. Like, I just literally let go of everything. Like, I lost people, I gained people, I gained the best person, and yeah. So I was living in that bubble until March 2020 when the pandemic started to happen. But me and Jab were literally sitting there for 2 weeks and we watched Peaky Blinders, and we literally loved life because we were like, oh my god, I can't wait for 2 weeks off just to chill, just to relax. Jab was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna grow my beard, I'm gonna cut my hair like how I want to, blah blah blah. So we were literally living our best lives for 2 weeks. And then it got to like 2 months, and then it got to 4 months, then it got to 6 months. And throughout that time, I started to, I think it was around the time that I uploaded my question and answer video, and I started to feel a lot different within myself. I started to recognize like anxiety. I started to lose weight uncontrollably. I panicked, I lost my shit, I cried uncontrollably at anything, and I didn't understand why I was feeling like this, but I lived through it. Like, Jad helped me through it so much without me even realizing like Jad was there to help me through that. And yeah, it was the worst but most reflective time ever. I put up that YouTube video and I then filmed another one with Jad. It was the Bali video. Then I kind of just disappeared, and I want to say I'm sorry for that, but I think I just needed to do that. Basically, I put so much pressure on myself to be this type of person, to be someone that I felt I should be rather than someone who I was. And I compared myself to everyone, and I felt so deflated sometimes. I would edit so long, and then I wouldn't get the response that I expected at that time. Like, it was so bad for me to be like that. So I took myself out of that equation and I let that go. Like, I needed to grow as a person, and I needed to understand what I wanted to do. So I didn't film, I didn't go on Instagram, and I said, one day I will get back to YouTube, one day I will do something that I want to do and have fun with it, but not until I'm in the best place to do that. And I think now I'm in the best place. Like, from the end of 2020, when I started to better myself and I started to reflect on why I was feeling this way, I realized that YouTube is the only thing that makes me happy. And in that time, it felt really right to start this channel again. But like I say, I literally couldn't just come on and start with like a Zara haul. I needed to be honest first, I needed to reflect on everything, and then I needed to start fresh. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, that was like the social media side of everything, and hopefully like from now I can start to be a little bit more active on everything and be a little bit more optimistic with everything. And I understand that it's not only me going through this right now, and it's not only me suffering this way or anything like that. Like, everyone is going through this shit together, and we've, as cliche as that sounds, like, we've all just got to get through it together at the end of the day. Like, it is a global pandemic and it is a lot of shit, but I think a lot of people have realized this too. Yeah, as well, last year, so like I say, I was literally living my best life with the people that I was meeting, going out, they're having the best life ever, blah blah blah. And when the pandemic hit, I lost a lot of those friends that I'd connected with, and I think that also affected me because I have a very small selection of friends anyway, and most of them aren't even in Emirates, and one of them is. So yeah, I lost a lot of people, and I think that's a main reason why I wanted to get out of Dubai, and I wanted to move back to the UK, and I wanted to start fresh over there. But I knew that that wasn't the best thing for me. Like, I've got Jad here, I've got family here, I need to stay in Dubai. But at that time I was literally just like, get me out of Dubai. In August, we decided to make the decision to move house. We left our contract early, we swapped we moved apartments, and we started fresh in this one. We received a lot of bad news within our old apartment. We also grew so much together as a couple, me and Shad, together in that apartment, because we literally lived from March to October. Have I already said this? Maybe. From March to literally October, every single day with each other. So we grew a lot, but we also received a lot of bad news, and we decided to start fresh, downsize, and obviously save a bit of money, because with not working, we don't have money. Can I even say it like that? Because obviously everyone is in the same situation regarding pandemic, and we weren't working, so we weren't bringing in money, okay? So we obviously had to downsize, and we moved in with Shad's brother, which is the best thing ever, and we started fresh here. And I think that really helped me get back on my feet with everything and how I was feeling, because I started to, this is such a bright open space, whereas Damac, the old apartment, it was a dark space that I just reflected bad energy from. Now I'm positive and I'm optimistic, and I'm out of breath, and I have no idea why. But yeah, so that's why we moved house, and I tried to film that, but reflecting back, like, it was just a shit show, because I literally looked like I'd been dragged through a hedge and back every single day, and I didn't even finish it, because I think when I came to finish it, I was in a bit of a bad headspace. And I'm so sick of saying that, and I'm so sorry to anyone that doesn't want to hear that, but I think I'm not alone, and no one is alone in how they are feeling, and I'm not afraid to admit it anymore. Like, I used to be so afraid of saying that I'm not in the best headspace, and I would never speak to my friends about anything like that, because we're all going through this together. I didn't want to put my shit on someone else. Do you know what I mean? I've never been like that, but I think as well this year has taught me to be like that. Your friends are there as a support system, so be like that. Use them in that way, as well as be their friend. Like, they're probably going through the same thing as well as you, so I don't know, that taught me a lot as well. But yeah, so I just thought I would reflect on this video before I started fresh with the channel, and I hope from here 2021 is a happy year, and 2021 is a growing year, and I hope we come out of this year not in a pandemic. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I don't really know how to finish this off. Like, I feel like I've just rambled, and I don't even know what I've said. Like, I just got everything off my chest. I mean, off my chest, that was my shoulders. But yeah, I feel like I've just lifted like a big weight off my shoulders, and I can get back to me. I can get back to filming what I want to film with no expectations. Like, I'm just gonna film and do this for me to look back on. Like, I uploaded the Johannesburg vlog because I had that sitting, truth be told, I had that sitting in my iMovie, and it wouldn't let me edit anything else because that was taking up so much space on my laptop. So I finished editing that and I uploaded it so I could delete it off iMovie so that I could start this one. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that I did that, because that was the old me. Now you get to see from here me, the new me. But yeah, I really hope that this video was okay start back on, and I promise you that I'm gonna try at this, and I'm gonna do this for me, and let's just see where this year takes me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see everyone soon.